Haitian actor Jean-Louie is one Hollywood actor who has high interest in Nollywood, an industry is no stranger to. He features in Kunle Afolayan's The CEO and is in Nigeria for the premiere. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you Jean-Louie. Do enjoy.
Haitian Hollywood actor Jean-Louie is no stranger to Nigeria or its motion picture industry, Nollywood. Within the last 10 years, the actor, who also plays in the French movie Climb, has featured impressively in some Nigerian productions. Entertainment News and Channels Television caught up with the actor, who is also a recipient of the African Movie Academy Awards, and he shares his interest in Nollywood.
My first intro to Nigeria and its film was in 2007 when I came here for the premiere of Fat Girls, the movie I did with Monique. And that's when I was blown away by all the movies that I've seen in the streets. You know, people were selling movies by hundreds and thousands. And that's when, you know, one of my friends at the time came to me and explained to me what Nollywood was about. And from that moment, I was like, huh, that's interesting. I'd like to know more about it.
I am Tunde Jonathan. What is your name?
Me? Her?
Yes, her.
What the hell is my name?
In Africa, a woman's body size is a reflection of her social status.
I want to live where they like the fat girls.
You are my African queen, the girl of my dreams.
On a scale from 1 to 10, you are the perfect 20.
You need a green card or something.
Before direct exposure to Nollywood and Nigeria as a country, Jean-Louie has had a rare privilege of always being cast as a Nigerian in Hollywood films. He was Dr. Jonathan in Fat Girls with Monique. He played Gideon in Tears of the Sun with Bruce Willis and also played a Nigerian bodyguard in highly successful Born Identity.
The first time I played the Nigerian, well, even though I had not come to Nigeria before, but I grew up in Paris and I lived in London and I lived in New York and I lived in LA. Trust me, if you live in those places and you're interested about Nigeria, you can live like a Nigerian because Nigerians are everywhere. So I had many friends from Nigeria, from Paris, from London, from New York, from LA. So I was able to just communicate with them, you know, take a lot of the way they were living, the music, the physical little things that, you know, comes from Nigeria and Nigerians only, and a bit of research as well.
Who are you?
In 2006, he made his Nollywood debut in the movie Relentless alongside actor Gideon Okeke. He has since sprinkled the Hollywood star dust on other productions including Tony Abulu's Dr. Bello and more recently Kunle Afolayan's latest film, The CEO. During this period, he witnessed the industry grow its production value.
There's been some growth for sure. I would like it to grow a bit quicker because the potential is really there. I would have loved the piracy to be completely gone by now. But what I see that extremely positive, you know, when I came here, there was 2 fourplexes, you know, two movie theaters pretty much, you know. And now we have like what, 24, 26, which is a lot. The quality of the movies are a lot better as well. From some of the directors, maybe not from all, but from some of the directors. And I think there is a good relationship between some of the Africans, some of the Nigerians living abroad, coming back here to try to learn some of their experiences and help this market to grow.
Getting on the CEO project was an easy decision to make for him, as he's always wanted to work with the multiple award-winning Kunle Afolayan.
I've been speaking to Kunle about trying to work together for at least 6 or 7 years. And finally last year, you know, we sat down and he said, you know what, Jimmy, there's this project that I'm doing. I'd like to put the entire continent together, and I think I have a little part for you. And I was like, you know what, if you have something for me, I don't even need to read it because, you know, I know you well enough for that. And very last minute, you know, he called me because it was very complicated. I was shooting in LA and he was shooting in Lagos, not even in Lagos, but on the island. So I didn't have a lot of time, but somehow, you know, we managed to squeeze the perfect amount of time for me to come, land, shoot, and just go back to LA and finish what I was doing out there.
Sorry for the subterfuge. We had to be sure that we could trust you.
Are you a hero truther?
I'm just one of the hunted.
I need to find Francis Cole.
Renatas is holding.
Jean-Louie plays the Haitian in the Raven series Heroes and its sequel, Heroes Reborn. Jimmy believes it is not impossible for a Nollywood production to gain such reception within the Hollywood channel.
The industry in Nollywood, I mean, it's a very vague notion when we speak about the industry of Nollywood because, you know, as you know, there's a big debate about what's Nollywood, what's not Nollywood, what movie is qualified as a Nollywood movie, which one is not qualified as a Nollywood movie. It's up to whoever, you know, wants to fit in that category. But if, for example, Kunle wants to fit in that category, yes, of course, his movies has any chance to see the light over there, you know, in Europe, in America, or in China. I don't know who else is doing movies with that kind of quality here. I'm sure there are, but yes, Nollywood can definitely be seen all over the world. We just have to be aware of the quality, you know. We just have to keep it up. And as I said, I've seen a big change from 10 years ago until now. You know, you have a handful of people who are giving you quality movies like constantly, which is great. Now we need another handful of people to give you even better quality movies. So, and also on the other side, the only reason why sometimes some of our movies don't cross over is because people over there cannot relate to the subject matter. Sometimes that's really the only difference. The minute they will be able to relate, then they will embrace a lot of movies. But, you know, before that, you know, there is a lot of work to do, you know. They have to be able to embrace Africa. They have to be able to embrace the culture, the language, the little things that makes Africa different, the little things that make Nigerians different. And I really hope for that because there's so much that we can give to the world.
Last year, his love for Nigeria and the Nigerian film industry inspired him to create the documentary Jimmy Goes to Nollywood, which has been aired in France, China, and also on the American pay channel Netflix.
For me, it was important to put some light on what was going on here, and because I had a platform that allowed me to do it, I said to myself, let's share it to as many people as possible, and that's working.
The documentary generated a bit of controversies as Ghanaian filmmaker Leila Jense and Nollywood stars Stella Damascus created a side event on social media to defend their respective film industries. Jimmy believes this was another positive reaction to the documentary.
You know, I think when you create that kind of work, some people will always have something to say. And as long as it becomes a healthy situation where one says something, the other one says something, you have an argument for what you say, I have one for what I say, and then we balance it out, then it's okay. That means, you know, we all learn from it, we all grow from it. And I essentially think that's pretty much what happened. There was some frustrations from some people. They've expressed their thought and their view and their understanding from some of the subject matter in that documentary. And then the other side explained why. That's all it is, you know. If anything, we just studied the situation in depth. That's all we did. And whenever you study in depth, it's good for everybody.
Jimmy Jean-Louie's story in Nollywood continues in flying colors, and though he's been present for about a decade, the Haitian who speaks of Nollywood in a positive term hopes to continue to help the industry grow.